What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. Today we have a returning guest to talk about something awesome, something that I really enjoy. I have a couple pairs, of nice sneakers that I like. Nothing compared to what our guest has today. First off, let me apologize that we're going live a little late. That's on me. I had a conversation meeting prior to this, and it ran long, so my bad. I apologize. Appreciate you, Dash and Joe, for hanging out and waiting for me. But without further ado, I guess let's talk about some sneakers. Joe?
Yep, so super excited. You can see the wall of sneakers behind Dash, so you know he is serious about this. So we're about to definitely nerd out. I also see the box of Pokemon cards behind his head there, but that's a different subject. But without further ado, Dash, talk nerdy to us.
Yeah, man. Hey, how y'all doing? Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me back on. I know last time we talked about Chat GPT. We brought the shoes, man, and just wanted to share my collection with you all. Actually, it's the first time I've showcased anything or any of my shoes kind of like this. Like people come to the house all the time. I'm like, hey, you want to see something? It's like, hey, I've got something cool. Let's start here. So, but other than that, man, this is me. This is what I love doing, man. I'm in the tech industry and I just enjoy collecting tennis shoes. So yeah.
Yeah. What was it that made you love shoes? Was there like a defining moment? Have you just always kind of been into them? What was it that made you decide you were going to start, building a wall of shoes?
Oh yeah. So what got me into shoes, man, and I want to say it goes way back to like I remember my cousin back in I may have been in eighth grade. He had a pair of Huaraches. They were high top basketball shoes made by Nike, and I didn't have any shoes, man. I think there's no telling what my mom had me in. So he was like, "Nah, man, you need to put these on. You can't come out with us with those on." So, your older cousin. I think he was 5 or 6 years older than me. I thought that was the coolest thing I could do. I'm wearing his shoes. They're probably like two sizes too big for me, but I feel like I'm $1,000,000 with them on. So that was the first time that I think I can recall back to really thinking, hey, I need to get into this. And then like from there, it just went crazy, man. I don't know if y'all remember the Saucony craze. Do you remember when like Saucony had a billion different colorways? Like before they were like a true running shoe, they were just Saucony had different colors. That's it. And they were like $30 a shoe.
Whew, man, those were the days. 30
Yeah.
bucks a shoe.
Your
Right.
origin story for sneakers reminds me of that movie like Mike, where he finds the sneakers and puts them on.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, dude, I had literally every color of Saucony. And if I had money, I remember I was staying with my grandmother at the time, and she was like, "Stop spending all your money on shoes." I was like, "What else am I gonna spend it on? Like, I live with you. You take care of everything."
That's the quickest way to have her stop taking care of
Right?
things.
It's like, no, don't do it. Yeah, Brad
All
says
right. Yeah.
Kyrie's for the win. Did I say that right? Kyrie's?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Kyrie's.
Yeah.
So I played some Kyrie sixes, and then I actually have some Kyrie one world one piece shoes that I do
Mhm.
not wear, and I just keep them as like a nice collector piece because I think they're beautiful shoes. I don't have them. I don't think I have them here. I think they're in my pod, but absolutely just beautiful shoes. So I love Kyrie's.
You've never worn
Mhm.
them ever?
They have never touched ground.
Dash, do you have any shoes that you just never worn?
Oh, I mean, yeah, a lot of the. Now I do. Let me preface by saying I believe in wearing your shoes, man. If you buy them, you should wear them. Uh, and I mean, I have some collectors that most people would never put on their shoes, and I'm like taking them out to the gym because I'm like, forget that. You're gonna see these shoes. Like you don't have them, I have them. Look at them, and now you'll never see them again. So
Just one
Yeah,
time, like a maiden voyage. You just gotta break them in once.
yeah,
I, I
got
was
to.
playing I was playing basketball out in NOLA, and I had a dude walk up to me. He's like, "Man, do you know the shoes you got on your feet?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I bought them." He's like, "Man, if I had those, they wouldn't be out here." I was like, "Yeah, but I want these conversations. Like I now
Exactly,
know
man.
that you appreciate my shoes. Right now, don't get me wrong; they probably shouldn't have touched dirt, but like I bought them to play in, so like I wanted to play in them."
Yeah.
Oh man, there's this skateboarder lady that I follow on Instagram, and she wears like my Grail shoes were or are these Jordan Air Ones. They're like a North Carolina colorway. I actually have them. They probably retail for somewhere around like 180, maybe even less than that because they were auctioned off. I mean, you could get into a raffle for them, but now they resell for like $4,000 or $5,000. And she was skateboarding on these shoes, man.
Ooh.
And I almost threw up in my mouth when I saw her like scuffing them up.
Yeah. Dude, I was at the gym one time and there's this guy, he walks in and I look at everybody's sneakers. I look at their shoes for the most part. Like as soon as I meet them, shake your hand, look at your shoes, right? This dude walks in and is working out in like Kobe sixes, the Grinches. And I was just like, oh my God. And this was like shortly after like he passed and all his stuff started to spike before they, you know, come out with the replicas and the remakes and all that. These are like the original Grinches. And I'm just like, I'll buy those from you.
Like, he's like, no, they're his. He wants you to talk to him about them. That's so funny.
Yeah. No, that hurt my heart. I was like, oh, put those in a case, man. Come on. Don't like the gym don't need those.
How much are those?
All right, yeah.
They've dropped in price now because they came out with like a remake of them essentially. So they kind of dipped in price some. But I don't know what they run for now.
Okay.
They retro everything nowadays, man. Everybody has a retro. Like, okay, I get on board with it because the Air Ones, like anything Jordan makes, they're going to obviously retro it with a new colorway. And I just love the shoe. I mean, you can wear it with anything, but I feel like maybe they're getting a little out of hand with some of these shoes. Doing like Reebok is retro in some shoes now, and it's just a money grab in a lot of instances. But sometimes I'm like, I got money for you.
I am so ready for them to retro Dadas one more time. I would buy a new set of Dadas immediately. Like if someone was like, "Hey, we putting Dadas back out on the market," I'd be like, "I will take two, please and thank you."
All right, one second.
So it's funny.
I'm Googling Dadas.
Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
So you got to. So it's funny you brought that up, Nate, because I think that's the shoes I was wearing when my cousin was like, "No, you can't come out in those shoes."
Oh no!
I didn't want to say it, but
your cousin has no taste.
Dude, I had like some blue Dadas, and they like faded from like black to like this light baby blue, like they went black, dark blue, and then they got slowly lighter blue. Man, Dadas were amazing shoes.
Dude, yes. I'm telling you, I would buy Dadas right now without question. Like if they redid it, I would be one of the first person in line to be like, yes, I will take the. Would I wear them? I'm not sure. I don't know if a 34-year-old man could still pull off some Dadas like a freaking 13-year-old kid could. But bro, I would own a pair of Dadas.
Did you find them, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm looking at some pictures of Dadas now.
Do you love them? What do they sell for right now? I bet they probably sell for a couple hundred if you got like a nice pair.
Yeah, there's $375, $699. There's a pair that looks like an American flag for $635, $500 for some blue and white ones. I mean, they're pretty popular, I would say.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then so I guess we know like Nate's favorite pair of shoe would be a pair of Dadas. But Dash, like out of your whole entire collection, and can you pan and like because you're surrounded by shoes. It's not just right behind you, right? But out of all those shoes, do you have like one favorite pair?
Oh no! Oh, you're muted, Dash.
There we go. How about? All right, I think I heard you say out of like all these shoes, is there one pair that I think I like probably the best?
Yep.
There's not one pair. There's a pair that I beat up that I think I can wear with anything, and they're actually right beside me. So, and these are the Jordan Cool Gray 11s.
Okay.
I had a raffles, man, and like I won 3 pair of these shoes, and like some people didn't get 1 pair. So these I wear to the gym, and I wear if I'm going out. Like I said, they're my beaters, man. I don't really care what happens to them because they were a limited pair. They probably won't release them for another maybe 10, 15 years. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably it, man. The ones I was talking about earlier,
the blues, the Tar Heels. Yeah.
These are my babies right here.
Yeah. So every shoe person will tell you they
Oh,
have the shoes that they wear, the shoes they wish they could wear, and the shoes that they showcase, right? Like there's three shoes: the shoes that you wear all the time that you love, that you're proud
Hmm.
of, right? And then the shoes that you like, I bet you wish you could wear those outside, but you won't. And then the
Hmm.
shoes where like anybody comes over and they're like, what is the shoe you're most proud of? Like those are the ones like you're like, these are my
So
baby.
those are my babies. You see, I had to handle them with care. So I
yeah.
do love those shoes. Dude, I brought this too. If you really like trying to get into it, you've got to buy this book. Or it's just like a good centerpiece to have at your house. Just throw it on your desk somewhere or on the coffee table. It's the book, man.
Dude, that is a
And
thick book. What is that?
oh yeah, dude, it has literally every. Well, I think it started. They recollected it back in 2022. They made this book. I mean, they talk about pumps. Like I don't know if you remember back in the day where you had the pumps on the Reeboks,
Yeah.
and you thought you could
Bro,
jump higher.
yeah, that's how you run faster. That's how you jump higher. Come on,
Like
bro.
you want to.
Would the Rodriguez kid even gotten away from the dog if he didn't have the pumps? I
No,
mean, come on.
absolutely not.
All right, man, you pump your shoe up, man, and in your head, dude, that is, you've literally pumped yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that book called again? For
The ultimate sneaker book, man.
the ultimate sneaker book. Okay.
Yeah,
And for
boom.
people who listen instead of like watching, it is literally like a gold plated book, right?
Yeah, it's
Like a
boy,
cover
and
that's
it
gold plated.
shines.
Yeah.
Shines as bright as your shoe collection, Dash.
Yeah, it's about 670 pages long, man.
Man.
So,
So so you've been a sneakerhead. Excuse me. You've been a sneakerhead for a minute, and I think for the most part, most hobbies, most things that people collect, the more people you can get into it, the better it is for the hobby. But it is almost like a cool thing to be now. Where once upon a time, like being a sneakerhead, like you actually, it's something you love. But now everybody's like, oh, I got my Jordan ones, and like it's just like it's being a sneakerhead is cool. What do you think that has done for the hobby and the price of shoes?
what do I think has done, or what?
What do you think it has done? Just becoming more mainstream, where like back in the day, like owning something like that was like
Oh yeah,
actually a passion. But now I see people on like TikTok and all that, and they're going to like these conventions and just asking people about their shoes and stuff. And you look at their shoes, and they're just like traditional sneakers. Like you can tell they're just there to be there, and they call themselves sneakers. And they probably have the knowledge, but like they don't
hmm
have like the collection, which collection takes money. I get that. We're not going to put like a paywall in front of this. But ultimately, because the hobby is more mainstream now, do you think that has helped, or do you think that has harmed being a sneakerhead overall?
Oh man, I think if any, to me, I'm gonna say it's harm for in my case because I feel like you can't get shoes anymore. And I saw it happening back, God, when we were in high school because people started jumping on and like you used to have to go to the mall to get a shoe, right? But then the industry started seeing how big the internet was, and not only did that like make it easier for you to get the shoes, but it also put the control of who could sell you the shoes in somebody else's hand, which jacked up the price because now they're over here limiting stock. I don't know if you remember back during the pandemic, there was a VP of sneaker. Uh, her son was like stealing shoes or something like that,
Yep. And
and
reselling them and
and
made like
yeah,
$2 million or something off just reselling shoes
Shoes?
that they like claimed as lost stock. So the company like wrote it off. I read this article, like the company,
yeah.
and supposedly like she knew he was doing it. The article that I read, and I don't know, I could be wrong, and it's been a minute
How
since
do
I
you
read
hide
it.
that many shoes, man? I can't even hide this. Like you hide.
Yeah. Like, and also, how do you explain your kid, having a bank account with millions of dollars in it without your knowledge? Like, come on, when he's offering to buy like steak dinners and stuff, you got to be like, where's my kid getting this money from?
This is right. So
Dash, you're telling me your collection isn't worth at least 2 million?
no, man, we're probably in the hundreds of thousands, but definitely not nowhere near a million yet.
Oh
But
man.
Man.
I think you answered your own question too, Nate, when you had Joseph look up the Dadas because Dada shouldn't sell for that much. Dada was like the cheap shoe. I mean, it was beautiful, but $600 now. Look how it's driven the price up uh just because people like are hype over it. And that's why I say I'm a little hype beast too. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
stuff that I never would have bought back in the day. Like I wasn't even a big Jordan fan back in the day. I was shell toes, Saucony, Reebok Classic type dude, man. And
Bro,
then I understand the value of shoes too. So I'm like, hey, let me collect these bad boys now as well.
Yeah, and man, I think collabs right now, the collabs are getting so out of hand where they try to like lean on some famous person or some big thing. I saw something the other day. I think it was Reebok. It might have been Adidas. I don't know, but they're doing like a Naruto collab, which I was
Oh
like,
wow.
this is really cool.
Dude,
You know, I was like, I can't wait to see these shoes. First off, they had a picture of Naruto and they gave him Sharingan eyes. So I was like, immediately these motherfuckers have no idea what they're doing. You know, because
Yeah.
Naruto should not have the Sharingan eyes. Anyways, I scroll to the next page. It's literally a black shoe with an orange, I think it was Reebok with an orange logo, and that was
Yeah.
it. And I was like,
What did you like? What did you do, man?
you legit just trying to sell Naruto right now. Like that collab is trash, but they're doing it and they're like pushing it, you know?
Oh, and they'll make money because people
yeah.
gonna buy it because of what you how you branded it. So I don't know if you saw that new movie about Michael Jordan. So it kind of sounds like what they did is what they used to do with sneakers back in the day. Remember where a company would make a shoe, Reebok or anybody, and they didn't change the design or anything. They just say, "Oh, Magic Johnson wears these shoes," and that's how they pushed it. And Michael Jordan was like, "No, you're gonna make me my shoe, or you're not gonna make a shoe at all. I'm not gonna endorse the shoe at all." So I mean, it kind of happened that way. They had to change the mindset of shoes. But what I'm trying to say is that it sounds like they just taking something they already have and just throwing some different colors on it, man, and calling it a Naruto shoe. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not a
let's
true
be
story.
honest. The Jordan shoes do that. Nike does that constant, right? And
oh yeah, now they do, yeah.
they literally just like slap a color on it and be like, hey, these are the hot new shoes, get them before they're gone. And they sell out in minutes. But it's the same thing over and
Dude,
over.
I will
yeah,
say
because
if we had like if they launched a shoe with like the red Akatsuki cloud on it, I'd get them. Yeah,
like so
that would be a cool
just
one.
to your point, this is a shoe, and if I asked you whose collab was this, I mean, you just be like that's a Jordan one with this is lime green, but it's actually the Billie Eilish. Like he collaborated with Billie Eilish to make this shoe, man, and I just love this color. I don't even listen to Billie Eilish music. It's just hey, that's a cool color.
Yeah. But you know, oddly enough, when you said Billie Eilish, I was kind of like, I see it.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
see
why
it.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
there's definitely
yeah.
something she probably put some input in on.
Yeah. Oh man, what is it? They did like a frost. It was a cereal box collab at one point in time. Oh my gosh! And I just thought that was ridiculous. And I have a buddy that has Cafe Du Monde shoes because they collabed with Cafe Du Monde, and he won like the lottery for it or whatever. And legit got
Hmm.
like they're from New Orleans, right? Cafe Du Monde, and they do beignets, but it's legit just tan shoes and
Yeah,
and then he got
yeah.
like a box and something that verifies them as a collab with Cafe Du Monde. They're very exclusive sneakers. But I was just like, why the fuck would you do that?
It's just tan.
Just a tan shoe. Nike Dunks are notorious for doing that, man. Their dunks during the pandemic or even before that were kind of nobody cared about them. First of all, before then, and then the pandemic hit and they started selling them and started pushing them pretty hard, but they only had a limited inventory. And now, like that the pandemic's over with, they saw how much money they can make off of dunks. I mean, you can go on to Nike now, and I promise you, there's at least 5 or 6 styles of dunks you can buy now. And people were reselling these shoes that probably used to be $50, $60 back in the day. Now they're like 115, 120 stock, and then resell them for 350. So man, I just the industry's getting crazy, man. That's not inflation. That's definitely because of the hype around
Yeah.
shoes.
Agreed.
So
So your resale sites, you have like StockX, Go, probably a few other ones. I tend to go like StockX, right? Because they like verify and like check your shoes before you get them to make sure that they're what you're buying, which is nice. But
Hmm.
are there any sites outside of that where you get your shoes?
Man, there was one. So I've used this one called and it was actually bought my first pair when I started this collection back in the pandemic. It'll come to me. It had something to do with boxing. That's all I can remember. I can't remember because I haven't used it again because it took them like a month and a half to give me my shoes. Uh, but anyways, when it comes to me, I'll think of it. But no, I usually just go straight to the sneaker app now. I'll give you a hint or a tip. Like whenever there's about to be a raffle, go ahead and set your calendar, set it because it's gonna happen every week at the same time. get into every raffle, sneakers, Finish Line, Hibbets, Foot Locker, Champs. I want to say one of them went away. So there are a lot of shoe companies went under during the pandemic too. Um, but anyways, enter every raffle. I enter all those bad boys, man, and then I'm gonna hit on one. So, and that's probably the biggest tip that I could probably give you as far as like, hey, if there's other sites you're looking to get shoes from, I don't even buy shoes from StockX anymore. I did buy a lot of my Vapor Maxes from StockX, but they kind of had a little scandal, so it kind of swayed me away from it. I do have some,
Did
not
they?
gonna lie. Yeah,
So I haven't bought anything in probably 8 months, 10 months. I don't know when the scandal was, but so now like my shoe collection consists of. I tell my wife like, hey, for my birthday or for Christmas, surprise me with some shoes, and that's the extent of my shoe collection these days.
yeah,
And
yep.
so, as far as like rareness of the shoes, like what is the most rare shoe that you have?
Ooh, that is a good. So I do have a dunk that released right after the off-white designer passed away.
For the people watching, look at the wall of shoes. Every one of those cases has shoes in them.
Oh yeah, no, there's
Can you show us like because you're completely surrounded by shoes, right? Like you're like in a shoe
yeah,
cave.
they go around and they go to behind my computers up back here. I'm not gonna show you because I have some proprietary stuff up on those, but
yeah. Don't flip us to your screens. Yeah, don't do that.
But yeah, so these are some off-white Nike Dunks that they released, 50, a lot of 50, and I want to say they maybe made maybe 100,000 pairs, sorry. Which is still kind of a lot, but when you have everybody trying to go for this shoe, it makes it that just much more. And I have two different colorways, so I have this one. This one I hit on. The other one I had to buy resale, which I also don't do. I hate buying resale. Like my motto is, if you can buy it resale, like it wasn't meant for me. If I don't hit on the app through the raffle, then I usually just say, all right, the sneaker gods didn't want me to have this shoe.
But that one you had to do it. Like what made it like different and made you go after and go do the resale?
Well, when I bought the first pair, actually through the raffle, like they just get so much attention, man, and like that's why you buy shoes for, right? And like even Nate said, oh, hey, I did this because I like a good conversation starter, and no shoe has probably started more conversations than that shoe has. So I was like, let me go get another lot. And in my head, I'm almost like I want all 50, the whole lot of 50 now, but that seems like another journey for another budget that I currently don't have.
Yeah. So I'm all about like bright in your face shoes. So my buddy Brandon McCroy that has been commenting on this, like him and I, we have like the same taste of shoes. You can put us in a room with 100 pairs and we're gonna both pick the same one. So I like the brightness because like they are conversation starters. I have some Nobles that are like lime green with pink and all kinds of different colors in it, and they're like swirls. I've gotten so many comments on those shoes. People like, where'd you get them? What'd you do? I stayed up till like midnight one night because it was a release. They were sold out in like 15 minutes, right? But like, I stayed up to buy them, and I loved them. So the conversation starter is what it's all about.
You're not going. I'm the least productive when there's a raffle going on. If you need me to do something in those 15 to 30 minutes, it's over with. Just don't even charge me for that time.
Dude, I'm also a sucker for like shoe compliments. So me and my wife, we were at a place out in Birmingham eating lunch. This was a year plus ago, and the server, she was all right, like she was nice, she was attentive, she's doing her job, it's fine. But then like right before we paid, she's like, "Oh my God, I love you shoes." Bro, I was like, "Fuck!" Now I got a tip. I just like started, she showed more interest. She's like, "Where'd you get them? How long did you have them? How much were they?" Like you could tell, like she actually liked my shoes, not just nonsense. So, bro, like the tip went like I always tip like 20%, but it was just like skyrocketed after that. My wife's like, "You're no longer allowed to talk about shoes." Yeah,
she built that personal connection, man. Yeah, you had to do it.
She pulled on his hard emotions.
Yeah.
But It's nice, man, because if you go out, like it is like a way to just start talking to people because you can look at somebody, like you said, look at their shoes. And if you've got your shoes on, they've got their shoes on. Like sometimes that's just your connection.
Did we
And
just
y'all
become
start
best
talking.
friends?
Right, right. Like I love it, man. Like that's one of the big things for me. Man, where you get them? I'm trying to be like you when I get older.
Uh, so like my thing is, so I'm a basketball sneaker person. I love basketball sneakers, or just basketball shoes. And like for me, I don't wear them out a lot because they just don't match a lot of what I wear. So it's I either play in them or they just sit there. But when I play in them, I tend to
Mhm.
get a lot of comments. But a lot of times my shoes will just like sit and chill, and I won't wear them out a lot.
Well,
Yeah, I'm afraid
Dash,
that's gonna happen to mine.
how many pairs of shoes do you have?
Man, so we attempted to count. My son and I think we stopped somewhere around 300 and something pair.
So,
And I'm constantly adding on, man. So I have no clue anymore. And that was
uh,
last year sometime.
so even if you like made a point of like, hey, I'm gonna wear these. I mean, unless you just change shoes like every day, you're not gonna wear
Quite
all of them,
literally.
right? It's gonna be like Nate. Some are just gonna sit in the box. But
I will
that's
say,
a lot of
technically, you're
shoes.
not supposed to do that. You are supposed to wear them because your soles will like decay
Hmm.
or something. They're supposed to be compressed. They're supposed to get walked in.
Yep.
If you don't, like, it'll get to where you can like just like rub it away, like just, and it'll just start
It'd be like
Oh
eating at
wow.
chalk.
it.
So Dash, what it sounds like you need to do is like start one of those time lapse videos where like you just record your feet like every day until you run out of shoes, and then just put it all together. Uh,
Dude, the amount of time that sounds like it takes does not sound like the kind of time I want to give anything in life right now.
Man, Dash, how often do you buy shoes?
Oh man, so it's trended down. During the pandemic, man, I had a pair of shoes coming in almost every day. Uh,
Whew,
whew.
my wife will tell you
that's
I
expensive.
got at least 4 pair of shoes a week, um, only because there was gap in time for them to ship me the shoe. But so now though, I probably once every 2 weeks, man. It went to from like 4 a week to 2 a week to maybe 3 every 2 weeks. Then now it's just I'm actually scaling back because there's nothing out there. Like there's nothing they're releasing that is even remotely worth my money right now. Um, I will say I was a big Yeezy collector until they had their whole falling out with Adidas. So, and I'm Team Yeezy. I don't care. I'm sorry if it gets y'all's things nerdy flagged, but I just stopped buying Yeezys, man. And I didn't want to go down that route anymore. So,
Yeah. Um, I mean, some of his shoes, I look at them and I'm just like, well, what is this? Like it's one of those
yeah,
things. Like I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real here. There's some
please.
shoes that I just cannot pull off. If I put those shoes on my feet, I'm gonna look ridiculous, right? Because of the way I dress and like all of that stuff. Like I have a very specific look, right? And if I threw
Mm.
those on my feet, people would be like, "What is this dude doing?" You know. So
I just Googled Yeezys because I, of course, don't know a lot about shoes. Do you have a pair of the foam runners?
Oh yeah, man. I have 1 pair. Let me see if I can. Do you like those, man? Or
I
are those
mean,
just the weirdest ones you've ever
yeah,
seen?
it's definitely like the one that caught my eye of like, can you actually wear this shoe? Like,
Oh no, people wear that all the time, dude.
bro, supposedly they are insanely comfortable.
I mean, they definitely, I don't know, they look like out of this world, like maybe an alien, like part of an alien outfit or something.
Right.
Oh, he had them in the box.
Oh yeah.
Unboxing.
Here they go. Yeah. So they hadn't.
They make me think of Crocs. I know that's going to upset you because it's
Oh man, they're
disrespect,
comfortable.
but they make me think of Crocs.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
I
Like
mean that's fine.
if Crocs was to come out with like a sport mode other than like putting the little strap up, like I feel like that would be like Crocs sport mode,
Crocs.
Like
Dude, these are if you ever had like the Yeezy slides, which I have on right now, dude, this shoe is like it's comfortable. Like I can stand. I don't need my anti-fatigue mat or anything when I have these on.
So I wear
Because
slides all the time. I have Nike slides, and when I went to Europe, I realized like how much better my back feels and everything when I don't wear those slides every day to walk around in. Like I need to get me some nice slides.
Yeah.
these are it, man. This brand, and then there's another one's like OOG Ooglo or some Ooglu. Have you ever heard of? You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, look it up. I'll send you a link. They're real good too, man. Like if just walking around. Matter of fact, we tailgated for I want to say at least 18 hours for A&M's homecoming in Huntsville a few months ago. I took my dunks off, put slides on, man, and like it's almost like I was on a cloud. I was like, oh, new world. My back stopped hurting. Like they just have a lot of support, man.
That's interesting because when you think slides, like I wouldn't think like, oh, those are good for your feet or that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Easy slides, man. Hey, trust me on this one. Yeah, for a person who has back issues and knee issues from running cross country during high school, they're great.
Yeah, I've heard that they are, like I said, amazingly comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a bit. They're not. They look weird. They're like Joe said, alien shoes. They're funky looking. But he prides himself on that, right? He likes the weird, like very out of this world, like aesthetic. So that's kind of his thing. So he nailed it, So Dash, everybody has like a limit, right? Like, I buy a lot of different nonsense, but like I have like a price limit that I just will not pay. What is like your limit that you will not go past for shoes?
Oh man, for a sneaker, okay, I've got my grill, so I'm not worried about those anymore. Just like a shoe. I'm not paying more than 300. Let me think about that for a lot of y'all. Because all right, so this retail. All right, retail I won't pay more than 300. Aftermarket, if it's not my grill, I'm not paying more than 4, maybe 5. I haven't spent that much, if that just lets you know. So that's probably where I'll reach that threshold, somewhere between $300 and $500 between retail and resale. Unless it's like outside of retail shoes, or sorry, tennis shoes, because I have like some handmade like dress shoes that I don't care.
That's different.
That
doesn't count. That's different.
Yeah.
So other than you going to buy Dadas as soon as it's over, because that's what I suspect is going to happen, right? What is your next shoe?
So my next shoe, which they hadn't even released the concept, but I'm just waiting on Jordan to. There's the Emperor. Sorry, golly. So there's some more 11s, kind of like I showed y'all at the beginning of, but they're like this very electric blue looking color and black. The next shoe is probably up for raffle is, God, I can't think right now. Like I said, there's nothing. I haven't bought anything this week, so, and I don't see anything in the pipeline coming down either, man. So I don't have a shoe right now in mind, to be honest with you.
I think the next shoe that I get, that I want to get, and they're not new or anything like that. I love them. I want the KD Easy Money Snipers. Got like the flowers and stuff on it. That's what I love. Like I want those.
Yeah. See, I'm not a big. And I don't like. I'm not. This is you. This is just me. I don't like KDs. I don't like the Kobe's. I don't like Kyrie's. I just don't like. I just something about those shoes. I don't now. LeBron. I don't like LeBron shoes.
I don't really like LeBrons. I do like the Greek Freaks though. I love his mismatch. Like he'll have like one purple, one green. People look at that and think you're like, okay, this person's dyslexic, couldn't find his matching shoes, but these are the matching shoes.
Yeah. This is what it's supposed to be like. Yeah. Now
people
I have some like
socks nowadays anyway, right? Just mismatch their socks all the time.
Oh yeah, dude. I love that. Go ahead, Nate.
I want Jokic to come out with a shoe, and I want it to be like, I want him to sign with New Balance, and I want it to be the traditional like yard cutting white New Balance shoes, and just put like Jokic on them. I would buy those and put them in a case today.
The ultimate dad shoe. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because that's what I think of when I think of Jokic, right? Dude just outliving his best life, like racing horses and chilling, and I'm just like, we need some like New Balance Jokic,
Yeah.
So Joseph, while you're over there searching stuff, look up Nike Monarchs. This is the ultimate dad shoe, Nike Monarchs. And me and all my buddies, we said next year when we do our tailgating, because all our feet were hurting, that's what we're buying. We're buying Nike Monarchs, and we don't care what they look like.
Oh yeah, those are like when you think dad shoes, that is exactly what pops up into my head. Then you got to get the khaki shorts.
Exactly. You got cargo shorts, man. Nike Monarchs, maybe like a not a white tee because you're out there all day. Maybe like a gray, heather gray or
Yeah.
something.
You got the
There it
cell
is.
phone clip, and the clip is important because you need your pocket space, right? Like,
Out of
Oh,
all these cargo shorts, I still need my pocket space.
yeah.
and just the sound of the phone clipping into the clip, just it's you can't beat that little click sound. You can't do it.
You can,
It's just so
it's how you
satisfying.
know it's secure, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take these bad boys out and get an earpiece, like a whole Bluetooth.
Oh,
Put that bad boy, a jawbone ear tooth.
like the trucker kind.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
oh,
Uh,
but I know. I mean, we're running over. We're at 35 minutes. But Dash, is there any other thing you have for us? Any questions you want to ask us? That kind of thing before we wrap up.
No, I mean you guys all asked me everything. So Nate, did you tell us what shoe got you into the game, man? What really got you collecting shoes?
oh
Or the
man.
shoe that you love if you had to go after one? You said
So
that too.
honestly, for me, shout out to my boy Keaton. Like, he loves shoes, and like it's something like we talked about and talked about and talked about, and like that kind of just having something to, because I knew I always liked shoes and I liked like in your face, like bright, fun shoes. But having someone to like talk to about it, like really helped me jump into wanting to get more shoes and more shoes. Just having somebody to connect with and like hype me up about my purchases and
Hmm.
all those things. Oh, the shoe that got me into it, man. I think I realized I love shoes, and this is old school. Like, I think it was the AI threes. I would have to go
Oh
back and
yeah.
look and Google it to be specific. But that like red strap across, they just look so sleek, aerodynamic, and like I love the
Hmm.
pumps, the Dadas, like. And I grew up, my family, we didn't have a lot. Like, my mom wasn't able to go out and buy me the newest, craziest shoes. So it was like an appreciation from afar. Like, if I saw someone rock, I'd be like, "Ooh, I love those." And still to this day, if I like your shoes, I'm gonna hype you up about it. I'm gonna let you know, because I know if if you're getting nice shoes, like, the recognition is nice. So I try to tell people, like, "I love your shoes."
Yeah, nice shoes.
But I think it was the AI threes that I was like, "Yeah, I love shoes."
Oh yeah, I used to love
Had
Allen
had to
Iverson
Google
shoes.
those as well. They look pretty cool.
What about you, Joseph? Even if you're not a collector, like what shoe did you used to wear? What was your go-to shoe when you were leaving the house, man?
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on, let us guess, Joe. Let us guess. I'm gonna say you're a Converse guy. I just
I
feel it in
was
my
a
heart.
Converse and Vans, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't want to be.
All right, you got me with the Vans, but and I have Converse too. But the only reason I pick Vans over Converse is because Converse is so hard to put on. Like, I like the Vans
Mhm.
where I can just slip my feet in and go. Like, it's all about like, all right, I want to get out the door, throw my feet in there real quick. And then Vans have like cool designs and stuff. Like, I had some with pineapples on them I wore forever. Like, they were pineapple grenades. So it was pretty cool, little cool designs and stuff like that. So
If you
Mhm.
like pineapple shoes, check out, what is it, the Kyrie's SpongeBob collab or whatever. Or maybe it might be KD's. It might be KD's. I have to go look. But anyway, big pineapple on there. It's cool.
that's pretty funny. But it was a pineapple grenade, so it wasn't just a pineapple. It was just something interesting. But yeah.
Hey man, Vans, y'all haven't been spared from the hype either. Like everybody's starting to wear Vans now too, and I
Yeah.
remember when Vans first came out. I don't know how much you paid for them because I never have owned a pair of Vans, but I'm sure they're a lot more today than they were when you first started wearing them.
I do have two cool pairs of Converse. One's Superman, and then the other is Goku in Kaioken form. Um,
Okay.
those were like custom. Like, my wife got them for me for like a birthday or something, and they were just like some artist custom made them. But those are like probably my favorite shoes.
Okay, well, that's more awesome than just Superman Converse, because I was like, Superman's a boring Joe. Why don't you get Batman? But if they were like custom made, then I support you in that, I guess.
Hey, look, I have one more question, both of y'all. What
Okay.
shoes do you have on your feet right now?
Oh my god.
And don't go try to change it. Don't try to grab a
So
shoe
look,
like
I'm gonna be
close to
I'm gonna
you.
be honest. I just
Don't.
got back from an hour and a half walk with my wife, so I'm at like 9K steps. So I'm gonna just show you. These are also my Europe everyday trekking shoes, so they're walking shoes.
I don't
Okay,
even.
got the Asics.
I don't
Yeah.
even want to
Ooh.
show it. Can you guess the brand by me holding it up?
Yeah,
Sperry.
hold up, give me a. He's been Sperry. I was gonna say Kohan, but maybe yeah, I think Sperry is right.
It's chaps.
Oh, okay.
I didn't expect that. Not what I expected.
Dude, these are my favorite shoes right now. I can slip my feet in them, and they were like $20 at Walmart, and they look nicer than they cost. So,
So I
Oh, they
want you to
sell
know,
chaps.
I literally walked in, set at this computer, had my meeting, and then jumped straight to this. So like walking shoes.
Right. Hey, look, do you have the shirt on and like sweatpants or like actual shorts? You don't have like you got the virtual.
Sweatpants.
Yep,
yeah.
there it is, man. That's how
Yeah,
you virtually interview
100%.
these days.
Yeah.
But I did. It's been awesome. Thanks for joining us again, Dash. And I'm sure we'll have you on again at some point to talk about Pokemon, or something else. But Nate, got anything else for us?
Nah, man, Dash, I appreciate you jumping on here, hanging out, and I know we were late again. I apologize. I appreciate you being flexible and making it work with us. And dude,
Yeah, man.
love the shoe collection, love the energy that you bring. You're always a great guest to have on. I enjoy it. Just we appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, likewise, man. Appreciate you too.
See you all later.
Take care, y'all.
All right, peace.